You are listening to KTFM.
Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory. My chains are broken and the force shall free me. That's the Sith code.
Is it?
Quoted from the Star Wars novel Darth Bane, Path of Destruction.
Oh, cool.
This is KTFM with me, Tom Savery.
And this is Karl-James Langford. What a great sound introduction. I feel we bagged a couple of things last recording. We had the two interviews, and we got a bit of a logo going there. Like a few comments out on that, and we got a bit of jingle. It was not the best jingle in the world, but then again, we got no budget, so
Still early days.
It's still early days, so we're well in recording. Do you know what? I've got fuel today, and the fuel today was not sound as a pound. It was just like really weird. And the reason why it's really weird, I went to the Asda petrol station in Barry, which is great for people who've got OCD, and because it's really calm, and you can spend like hours putting your petrol in the car without getting any hassle. And one weird thing I observed was that the fuel itself was £1.24 for petrol and £1.33 for diesel. What's the difference? That's 9 quid. 9 pence.
Yeah.
So obviously the government don't want people to have diesel cars anymore, do they?
They are getting a bit funny with diesel, I've noticed.
Massive, you know?
They want it all electric, don't they?
All electric. So that car's not very good over there, is it?
No.
Well, I don't
Somebody
think
can't drive.
Well, that's really not good saying that because it was a woman driver. But then again,
Doesn't matter, there's equality in it.
Equality,
Everyone's
yeah.
equal.
Everyone's equal. I completely agree. Well, we're on our way to Burger King now, right? So I think the Burger King is Stavros, as in let's get there. So I'm going to leave it up to you, Tom. You're the gov today.
Right, we've got a couple of things we're going to discuss today. One being mental health.
Oh Christ!
So we're going to be talking about Carl's personal mental health, OCD. We're going to be talking about Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And we're also going to be talking about people who sort of lie. Record equipment fill there.
Oh my God! We've got to do something about that.
So
yeah, go on.
first of all, we're going to have another guest on as well today. Good friend of mine, Jordon Olsen. He's going to talk about his experiences at college and what it's like to be a student in 2018 in Barry. So we'll give him a call in 10 minutes and we'll take it from there, shall we?
Yeah, I think we should. So I think in essence, right, lots of things about mental health are coming into the agenda. When I say the agenda sort of in people's minds, is because, you know, over the past few years, you know, we've lost, you know, some greats of different fields, like Gary Speed. I absolutely love Gary Speed. I'm not a massive football fan, right, but I used to watch Wales as it developed. And Gary Speed was a really nice man. His children loved him, his wife loved him. He had issues, right, and those issues were never understood. He was one day doing a really high-profile BBC interview, and then the next minute, the day later, we found out Gary Speed was dead. In that interview he did for the BBC, nobody would have ever dreamt there was anything wrong with Gary. He was talking about the future. He was the Welsh manager for football, and then he went. I'm still not dealing with the Gary Speed thing, right? So, you know, I know lots of people with mental health issues.
But it's everywhere now, isn't it?
It didn't used to be, and the reason why it didn't used to be was because anyone who had a mental health issue was put in a mental hospital, right?
Exactly,
Lunatic asylum, or if they had mental health issues, they remained in the house and they were never seen. Or if they had a mental health issue, they were hidden from everybody, or they hid it themselves. So. And to be honest with you, a direct thing about OCD, I'm 43 now and I've had OCD all my life, and I hid it for a long time. until I was about 18. When I went to the doctor when I was 18, the first thing I said to the doctor, I've got OCD. He said, I don't know what that is.
It's terrible.
It is terrible because, and in fact, in lots of ways, everything has changed in the past 20 years. But
with the rise of social media and political correctness as well, that's got a big effect on mental health these days.
But it's got a big effect on mental health in two ways. It's got a positive effect on mental health.
It can do.
And it's got a negative effect on mental health.
Exactly. It's got its pros and its cons.
Everything's got a pros and cons. But I think mental health is important in lots of people's minds. But if people are obsessed with the right gender or colour, right, which I got to be honest with you, I can say it, Tom, right? A woman's a woman and a bloke's a bloke. I don't need to know anymore. I don't need rammed down my throat that a woman's a woman and a man's a man, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not an issue, right? Somebody who's black, somebody who's yellow, somebody who's white, I don't really care, right? They're white, yellow, black, or whatever. They don't bother me. But when it's rammed down the throat, those are not issues, right?
No.
I see equality, and we might joke about it.
Yeah, of course.
But equality is equality, right? But mental health issues, even though it's out there, it's still a massive stigma.
Yeah, it is. It is. And like we're saying about political correctness, it's there for a reason, but people are abusing that reason, and it is causing a lot of stress and a lot of worry to people. So people can't say anything without the worry of being arrested or called whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're too worried about upsetting anyone, which again is going to cause more mental health issues.
Exactly, because they're going to hide it. So you specifically asked me a couple of weeks ago, because I'm driving a car now. I'm keeping my eyes on the road. I'm focused. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm able to drive. I'm able to teach. I'm able to go on TV. I'm able to stand in the front of hundreds of people. I'm able to write books. I'm able to run a home. I'm able to look after animals. I'm able to do all these things, right? But I still got OCD.
Yeah.
And the specific thing about, when I'm driving, I've got to be in a situation where I've got nobody parked behind me. I've got to be able to pull the car out. Right, and my main thing is about leaving things, right? I've got this paranoia about leaving things that I may have lost something, right? So you specifically asked me about what I'm doing. So I pull the car back and I look in front of me and I slowly pull the car forward so I can think, right, I've got everything there, right? So when I'm safe to drive away, I don't have any thoughts about I've left something behind. I don't have any thoughts about the fact that I'm going to get distracted. I don't have any thoughts about looking behind because I'm supposed to have my eyes on the road, right? I'm doing something, right, to not only protect me, but to make sure that I'm going to be safe driving. And if somebody sort of questions that, they think, oh my God, you shouldn't be behind the wheel because there's something you've got to do before you drive off. I'm sorry, right? It's not doing anyone any harm, but I've got to be defensive.
Well, yeah, of course. You've got to make sure that you're safe and the environment around you safe for you to continue to operate the car.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have any worries now. I don't have the thing in my mind thinking, did I leave something behind when I picked you up, Tom? Did I? Right? And I'm distracted then, but I don't do that anymore.
No.
Because it's really important that I do that exercise before I leave, and I'm fine. I'm a professional actor as well, right? And I'm everything else, and there's certain things you've got to do when you're an actor, right? When I'm normal me, I've got to do the OCD thing. I don't see any difference.
I've noticed when you're preparing the car, you said you were going to talk about this before.
Yeah.
You start saying green.
Green. Right, we're coming up to a green light now. Green means go. Green actually means safe. Green means negative and positive. Green is actually one of the most... In fact, I'm convinced that green is the most important colour out there. And what I'm trying to do is, as I'm looking, I'm almost painting the landscape in front of me green. So I'm thinking, right, green, it's safe. Grass is safe. Trees are safe. So some people listening to this, they might think it's absolute nuts, right? But the fact of the matter is, it's not, because people go across a crossing with the green light. I'm actually going into Burger King now, right? And I've just passed through a green light. I didn't pass through a red light. So what I'm trying to do is I'm preparing myself within the landscape of the colour green. Yeah?
Yeah.
So so this is green. So if I'm saying green, 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 and it's safe to go. I never think of any other colour. Am I thinking this is a driving? This isn't driving, isn't it? Yeah.
I think I saw a drive through on the other way around. Yeah, over there. It says drive through.
It definitely is.
So we're at Burger King now.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, we're at Burger King now.
We've done KFC before. We've done McDonald's the time before that.
Yeah.
So now we're going to try out the hot chocolate here. Is that right?
Are we doing hot chocolate or something else?
I thought you said the fries as well.
We're doing the
Or
fries
whatever.
because the fries are good. Yeah, the fries are good.
Yeah.
The fries are good. So what we're gonna have a really good old taster now of this. We've had a bit of a weird start, really, talking about a bit about OCD and stuff, and then after this, right, we've actually got Jordon coming on.
Yeah.
So that'll be really good. And you've got some other issues to talk about, sort of with mental health stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, I got some stuff to talk about. Yeah.
So we got to do that. Burger King, here we go. So we should have what we should do, right? We should have people donating money to this channel, right? Simply because we've got to pay petrol and for these things that we're having. So yeah, good. My card's there somewhere. Right. So how does this work? It's different, isn't it? It don't look like it's a drive-in, does it? Does it?
I think it's the same as McDonald's.
So we've been having hot chocolates, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right then. Welcome and good.
Can I take your order, please?
Right. So how much are your hot chocolates at Burger King, please?
The hot chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do one for £1.89.
Is that? Do you have a large one?
Yeah, the large would be £2.9.
£2.9.
£2.9.
£2.9. Two £2.9s.
Two of them, yeah. Anything else?
Have you got your really nice big fries?
We do super size.
Right. Is that the size of the fry or the size of the pack?
We do small, regular, large, or super size. It's the size of the pack.
Well, how much is the super size?
Super size would be £2.19.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
How many did you want?
Just one, and we'll have a load of sauce.
Sorry?
We'll have a load of sachets of sauce.
We haven't got any ketchup in at the moment, sorry.
You're gonna be able to cope.
I don't even like ketchup.
All right, then. Have you got any sauces at all?
We do garlic mayo, sweet chili sauce, sour cream, or honey mustard.
Oh, well.
I'll have the honey mustard. Actually, I'll have the honey mustard, and yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, I'll make my way down to the first window then, please.
Thank you. Thanks. I suppose that was good. You know, I was thinking about. I thought they meant like extra large fries and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First window. Is that the first window?
That's it.
It's the first window.
Sauces is kind of like my OCD.
What do you mean? So you got an OCD sauce?
I don't like them.
You don't like
The
sauces?
texture, any of it.
637, please.
Okay, here we go. I've got a thingy card.
Yeah.
Good. Right, here we go.
Contactless.
Contactless.
No, I'm scanned. No.
It's not scanning.
No.
All right, then let's put it in then.
And then?
Slot
Here you
it in.
go. Let's have it. Okay, so we're going to slot this in, yeah? My contactless isn't working. So here we go. Hopefully this card will go through. Is it connecting, or will I need to use the other card? Authorization code, has it gone through? We had a sale. Good. Has that gone through? It says, yeah, it is. Here you go, thank you. Thanks very much.
Sorted.
That was sorted, wasn't it?
It was.
Excellent. There's 20p down there, flipping out. Yeah, that could have gone straight into the funds. It's a McDonald's, which is like. Have you noticed? I look at this and there's like loads of money down there. This already.
Wow. It's a money window, isn't it?
That's true. It's much quicker than McDonald's. This is Burger King anyway. How exciting! The exciting moment. We've got to do Subway. There's a drive-in Subway.
I didn't know that.
You go. You go.
You tell?
You go. John, can you put another dip in there as well? Another flavour? Okay, then that's fine. Thanks. Okay, you have a nice day. You can only have one dip. Okay.
I don't even like dips.
Swap dip. Okay, let's do it.
Right then.
He's having a bit of hassle back there.
What do you mean?
I don't know. He's having a bit of hassle. I don't know. Right. So what should we do first? Should we phone Jordan or should we what should we do?
What's the other option?
Sit here and drink the hot chocolate and see what it's like. Or we could test out the fries. I can't test out the fries and drive.
You'd have to pull over.
Yeah, right then. I don't know how this works here now. Am I breaking up? Is this legit?
Yeah, this is Aldi, B&M and
B&M.
Curry's PC World car
Of course,
park.
if this was BBC, other stores are sort of available, aren't they?
BBC?
Well, this ain't a BBC thing, no, is it?
Don't mention BBC.
Don't mention the BBC. What is that? The new Doctor?
No, nothing to do with Doctor Who. It's just, they're scum.
You don't like
They're the new Nazis.
the BBC?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah! That's one thing I was going to say, right? They've absolutely completely ruined BBC Radio 2. Chris Evans has gone. You've got Simon Mayo's gone, and then the DJ's gone because Simon Mayo was forced to have Joe Riley working with him, and it's just like gone. Why? Why do they spoil things that friggin'
Well,
work?
I've been seeing quite a few things on the social media saying ban white people. Right? I don't know what's going on, but it seems to be this new hate of white people, and it's just as bad, really. Is the
I think
KKK.
it's just as bad. Yeah,
What's the difference?
there is no difference. It's discrimination.
I suppose the only difference is they haven't started killing.
Oh, so they're gonna, yeah.
But you know, who knows what's going to happen in the next few years?
We don't know, do we?
Because they're promoting anti-racism and equality,
Anti-racism.
but they're contradicting themselves at the same time.
So, listeners, we packed up. So technically, it's still mobile radio, but we're gonna have a bit of this.
Hot chocolate's good. I preferred the KFC one.
I prefer the KFC one, but do you know what I think the problem is? They haven't stirred it.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. They haven't stirred the bloody
I
thing.
found the staff weren't as good either.
What?
Staff.
What one? The staff? No, they weren't that good. They were like, we don't care.
I know it's like 8 o'clock at night, but you know, I work all night. I'm knackered now. I feel like absolute crap.
Tom, right? That is not as good as KFC.
No, it's not, is it?
It's not as good as KFC. No, it's not. So should we spice and nice these things, right? These are fries, right? These are fries, right? So what we got? If we put the fries in there, right? First things first, grab a fry. What do you think?
No, the fries are good.
Fries are much better than. We haven't done the fries at McDonald's yet, but they are much better than McDonald's.
They are better than McDonald's.
And they're bigger. So what have we got? So with the what have I got here? We got, what's that there? Creamy honey mustard. You're not having any of this, are you?
No, I'm not fine.
Right. So tell us about your sauces again. I'm gonna have some of this with.
I don't like the text. Any sauce, right? It could be any mayonnaise, whatever. I don't like the text. I don't like the look of it. I won't go near it. I don't like the smell of it. I've tasted tomato ketchup once and I vomited.
When was that?
A few years ago. But there was a bit of a food fight at work.
Yeah.
When was this now? About a year ago.
A food fight.
Yeah, so I went down to the canteen, people were throwing food everywhere, can you believe it? This was the same place with the toilets, with Babuka. Remember that thing we done?
They had a food fight.
There's a food fight in the canteen, I had to go down there. Some sauce hit me, I had to leave straight away. The smell of it, the look of it, some of it was on my face, some of it was on my hand, right?
Oh, fuck.
Causes me great anxiety in a way. I went to the toilet, I was scrubbing my face for about half an hour, trying to get it, you know, it was off within the first scrub, do you know what I mean?
That's
But
OCD.
it just felt dirty.
That's OCD, yeah.
I had to keep scrubbing and scrubbing for about
Yeah.
half hour. I felt terrible. I vomited as well because of the smell.
Yeah, so can you've talked about a fight in a canteen. Was it a man canteen? Was there...
Oh, everyone could go in there. But the workplace at the time, Fusion Point, is full of a lot of young people. And not only do they rub poo on the walls in the toilet, but they like to throw food around as well.
Flippin' heck, this is even better. So was it a man canteen or a non-man canteen?
Oh, it's manned.
And there was people chucking food around?
Yeah, that's why I was down there, to go and sort it out. So I had to get my colleagues to go and sort it out.
And these are people who've got managers and they work in this company?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Christ.
It is disgusting. You know, and the staff, even my colleague was a bit of an arsehole as well.
Christ.
He shouldn't be working with people. The way he speaks to them is disgusting.
Christ. Talking about disgusting, have a few more fries.
It's disgusting, yeah. It's pretty good, actually.
What I'm going to do? I have one of these fries without sauce. I think they're much better. That's a bigger fry, isn't it?
That is a big one. They're thicker, I find.
Yeah, they are.
They are a bit tastier. I don't know. I can taste a bit of salt on them.
They are tastier, aren't they?
Mm.
Much more tastier. So, I tell you what, right, should we have Jordon on the phone?
Yeah.
So this is KTFM, we're still eating our fries. Right, make sure, Tom, you have some of these fries, because I'll probably eat them all.
Yeah, I had a couple.
Yeah, all right then.
Right.
Let's get Jordon. So Jordon's in a local college. Jordon's worked with you, hasn't he? He's done some acting work with you.
Yeah. Always get drunk with Jordon.
Sounds like a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a good laugh.
That's good.
Hello?
Alright, Jordon?
Alright, mate.
Hi Jordon, you're on KTFM with Carl and Tom. So go for it.
Alright then. Hello?
Hi.
So, you're in college now. What are you doing in college?
I'm doing an Access to Health Sciences course. It's an Access to Higher Education course, level 3. We're doing A-levels on there, and it goes to university. Basically, it's for the health sciences. You do things to do with health, fitness. You could end up going to biomedical science, podiatry, dentistry, whichever way you want to go. And it's really fantastic, to be honest. I'm really enjoying it. It really helps your confidence. It really helps your academic ability. It's just a fantastic experience. You meet loads of new people. It's great.
You met loads of new friends and stuff, haven't you?
Well, yeah. You know, drinking's a big part of it, but obviously, you've got to learn to manage your time properly. You know, you've got to learn to do all those different things, and timekeeping's very important when it comes to level 3 studies. So it also helps you, learn to be more timekeeping and all that other stuff outside the studies as well, like at home or anything else.
So timekeeping used to be a bit of a problem of yours, didn't it?
It did used to be a bit of a problem of mine. I used to be late all the time, and if I had to go somewhere, it was getting quite a problem. But when I realised all you have to do is apply yourself and discipline yourself, it actually just becomes really easy, and you realise that all it takes is just turning up on time, bringing 5 minutes earlier. It shouldn't. It really it helps you be more punctual, more efficient with your work. It encourages you to do other things as well because you've got more time to play with. You feel like you've got more time because you've got loads of different things you can spread between time. Like for 1 o'clock till 2 o'clock is your lunch. You could go and have some lunch for 20 minutes, speak to your college mates for another 20 minutes, and then do some more work for another 20 minutes, and you're back upstairs.
It feels more rewarding then, doesn't it?
It does feel more rewarding.
Like if you go on your PlayStation, or if you have a beer.
Exactly.
You're loving it,
but
isn't it?
It makes you feel more confident in your abilities. It makes you more reliable. It gives you a sense of responsibility, and you really feel that reflecting the way people treat you because they look at you and they're impressed with the progress you've made on the course because they can see the changes from the beginning to the end, and then you leave feeling like really good about yourself about it, and it just makes everything a lot easier. College is I reckon it's a very important part of the adults, of an adult part of life, to be honest.
Jordon, you sound massively confident. I've seen you on doing some work with Tom. Obviously, it's comedy stuff, but as a teacher myself, you can see different people's characteristics, and I've passed you in town and stuff. But you're the guy who's talking with so much confidence. You haven't stopped talking. You're talking with so much enlightened confidence, which is absolutely brilliant. So everything you're saying is coming through in what you've just said. You're confident. College is doing you a lot of good. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm really impressed. I'm proud of how far you've gone. because I know you and Tom came from, you know, a really bad place. I know you both did. I know that background. So I've got to be honest with you. What university are you lining up? Come on, where are you going?
Well, hopefully Cardiff Met. I want to be doing biomedical sciences, hopefully in health, exercise, nutrition based. Barring that, I could go into psychology. Really, there's a wide range of different career choices I could go for. And ultimately, in the end, you know, I'm going to get a job I enjoy. It's well paying. And believe it or not, it's not even that much of a problem, the amount of money it costs. The likelihood is, anyway, that the average person's never going to pay off their loan. The loan that they get, along with the maintenance grant and all that stuff, basically you don't have to pay it off until you earn at least £25,000 a year annually. So on top of that as well, after 30 years it's cleared, and they only ever take 9% out of your money by direct debit when you are paying it. So for you know, you get interest in it, but by the time 30 years is gone, it doesn't matter, because already, like, you know, it's basically like you're taking the money and you haven't done anything but pay a little bit back over time. But you know, with the money you'll be earning anyway, it's not like you're going to miss it.
Yeah,
so
it
honestly,
pays off, doesn't it?
university, yeah, exactly. University is a really, you know, it's definitely something that someone would want to think about, because it just totally broadens the career opportunities, and that in turn broadens their status in society and the money that they get as well. And you know, obviously everyone wants to have that bit extra, so they're more content with their life. It doesn't mean necessarily that the money will bring contentment, but it's the achievement aspect of that.
Excellent. Yeah, that's right.
Can I ask you something, Jordan? You know, I'm absolutely crap with my timekeeping, but I've got to be honest with you, right? I've noticed, you know, because I teach lots of different classes and stuff. I turned up about 30 minutes early for some teaching I was doing today. So I've had a long day of teaching, right? So I had to start at 1 o'clock, one class, and I had a break, and another class I was teaching another class, right? But I turned up half an hour early today, so it meant I could see my my secretary and go over with some work with her. Somebody else come in, and I was able to chat with him, and then my students turned up, and I thought, actually, that's because I turned up half an hour early. So your thinking, Jordan, is smack on the money. It makes a massive difference.
It does. And on top of that, then, like I said, it gives you a feeling of responsibility. And because it's like when you have habits and you know which ones are good and bad due to association, or taught them as you're growing up, because of that, you will actually start to notice that you'll be doing more positive things without even realising it. For example, I started timekeeping, and because I felt good about myself, I realised that I was a lot more confident in communicating with other people. I realised that my work was a better standard, and because I believed these things, I became better at them anyway. And it just turned out that because I had focused on that one positive trait and just forgot about all of my flaws, I ended up not having those flaws. I ended up just being happy with everything I was doing, and as a result, it makes you really, really interested in the course content. And you know, so obviously timekeeping is a big one. Organisational skills are just something that really, really frees your time. You know, learning organisational skills is the best time you will ever learn. You know, it's the best time you'll ever spend, because all it's going to do is just benefit you. It will never hold you back.
Do you know what, Jordan? You know, my partner, she wonders why I spend hours in my day trying to organise things and trying to make sure that everything's done for the previous day, and I tidy my stuff away from the next day, and I make sure that's organised and whatever. And so I know the difference between being organised and not organised. And when you're organised, right, you can pick that bag up and you can go and do it. If you're disorganised, it'll make you late. You won't have the confidence. You'll miss something. You'll do something wrong. So you're thinking, I can tell you again, you're right.
Exactly, mate. I mean, it's like if I want to go to the gym, I will make sure that all of my gym clothes are set out an hour before. I'll have my food 4 hours before. You know, I'm not rushing. I'm drinking my water an hour before. I've got it set plan of where I need to be, because it's easier to do it then when you've got it in your head, because you're just following the script. Basically, that's all you're doing.
Speaking of food, right? Out of McDonald's, KFC, and Burger King, who do you think's got the best fries?
Right, now that's a hard one, because obviously McDonald's does good fries. Burger King's, I don't like their fries. It tastes like cardboard in my personal opinion. Whereas KFC, I like their fries, but if I had to choose between them and McDonald's, I wouldn't know, because I haven't McDonald's in a while. So I'd have to try both of them, and I'd have to decide, because then obviously you've added on the salt and stuff, and you know, changes how it tastes as well. Sometimes it tastes the same.
Do you know what, Jordan? Me and this is our fourth recording now, and you know we're getting obviously more and more people listening and whatever. We're gonna podcast this, so we're still in a pilot stage, but it's going well.
Okay.
We've done the hot chocolate thing, right? So we've got a hot chocolate now from Burger King. We've got some fries from Burger King. Now, the best hot chocolate has got to be KFC ever.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely, right? So
Yeah, go ahead.
we've got. I disagree with you about the fries because I think the fries from Burger King are better. But Tom might be convinced that the fries in KFC are better than a lot.
Well, yeah, that's right. You know, it depends on your personal opinion, how you've grown up to like the texture and stuff. And on top, I'm talking of the hot chocolate. I've actually never tried any hot chocolate from any of the places.
Oh, you want to give it a go?
It's going to be on my list.
You want to give it a go? I don't know if you're driving, Jordan, but when you're out cruising, right, you got to do it.
Well, I don't drive, but like, say I fancy one, I'll go and try. I usually drink hot chocolate, from Costa, but obviously if it's somewhere I can buy it and it tastes better, then that's where I want to go. So I'd probably try KFC first, see how they are, and I could try McDonald's, and then I could try Burger King, and I'll come back to you with that and tell you what it's like.
Hey, I tell you what, right? You know the Costa coffee. The reason why, not the coffee, right? The reason why I'm not taking Tom on KFC money, KFC on KTFM money, right, to Costa is because their hot chocolate is like £4 a bloody thing. It's not cheap.
You know what? Yeah, it's not cheap. If you're gonna get a large, you're gonna have to cream in your marshmallows as well. The thing with Costa is that it isn't cheap. It's really expensive. You'll find even their food is expensive. Like,
Yeah.
you could go to Greg's and get a £3 roll, and in terms of energy and calories and stuff like that, like that's a lot of bang for your buck. That's good. But you could go to Costa and you could buy something like a sandwich or a toasty that you could make at home. It tastes just as nice, and it costs you £4. So you know, it's like, you could save your money by going to somewhere like Subway. You get a massive sub, and it's about £5, and it's like twice the amount of food you get from something in Costa. Not to say it doesn't taste nice, but still the price difference is there. And if you could make it at home and it tastes just as nice, you might as well save your money.
Yeah, Subway's on our list, isn't it?
Yeah, Subway's on the list. We've got to find a Subway driving. These have got to be drive-ins. They've got to be. There is a Subway driving around you somewhere.
We have to find one in
I can't
Cardiff.
find out what it is. That's our research. We're gonna have to. I'll get my researcher into this, Richard, and he will look into it. That'll be good. Do you know, Jordan? Jordan, this has been an absolutely fascinating. You've got to be honest with you. Fair dues. I've got to be honest with you. Best guest we've had on yet. And Jordan, we're definitely going to have you on again. We've got a few questions for you next time. Obviously, you've got to do the hot chocolate thing and the fries thing, and you've got to see wherever. And next time, I want to hear you saying exactly what you're saying now, and the positivity is just there. And thanks for coming on tonight, Jordan.
I've got one more thing though, yeah. How's your guitar playing skills, Joe?
Right, well, my guitar playing skills at the moment, because I haven't been playing it, I've been busy and stuff, I haven't been really that well. But I could just as easily get back into it, and to be honest, I want to start getting back into it again now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. You know, that's actually a really good idea.
Start practicing,
I was in a down mood today, and I think I'm going to actually start practicing the guitar now.
Yeah, start practicing, because we can get you recording yourself then, and we can use it on the show.
Exactly. That's what we're doing.
Because we're looking at putting some music on.
Could do, yeah.
Yeah, because we've got some music coming on this week. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But no, I'm more than happy to come back and answer any of the questions you have. To be honest, and the next time you do speak to me, I will have the same positivity in my voice. And yeah, the only thing I've got to say to anyone who's listening is, if you want something, you need to aggressively go after it.
Do you know what, Jordan? I've got to be honest with you, right? There are two main people in life, right, who are really, really negative and say that they can't do things, and there are people who say that they can do things. Confucius said that there are those who can and there are those who can't. You're one of those people who can, and slap on the back for that. That's brilliant.
Thank you, Carl.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
So we're going to let you go now.
Okay.
Lob some bricks.
Yeah, I'll try to, but in the right places.
All right.
Take care, Jordan. Thanks for coming on
Take care, guys.
KTFM.
Awesome, thank you.
Ta-ra.
No problem. Thank you.
Take care.
excellent.
Oh my God, that was massively interesting. Do you know what? Right, I know we can't compare sort of experts on the show, right? But as somebody talking on, right, that was brilliant. I've got to be honest with you, he was much better than the guy about the Black Panther last week.
Ah, he was a muppet. Who is he anyway? Jonathan. Who's Jonathan? He didn't even surname. I want to read his book.
Put it this way, right? Let's just focus on Flato.
Flato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on the Flato thing. Right, Tom, we've got to finish up these fries before they go cold. So have a couple more. What?
They are cold.
No, they're cold because I had Jordon on for such a while there. That's got to be a long interview, I've got to be honest with you. Right, so the other thing as well is, right, I want you, right, to tell me, right, about this thing that has been angsting you the past few days. You know, the mental health thing?
Well, I've been seeing ghosts at work. I swear to God. And I don't believe in it.
Hang on, I didn't think it was that what you were going to talk about. I thought you were going to talk about that person who's using the mental health thing as an excuse.
Oh yeah, he's been...
So what do you want to do first? Ghost? Now you've introduced Ghost. Let's do Ghost. Tom, Ghost.
You do the ghost walk.
I do the ghost walks, yeah, exactly.
That's why I brought it up. But at work, the past couple of nights, I don't believe in ghosts, by the way.
Nor did I.
I've been seeing them. Right? I don't know whether it's because I'm tired or what, but I keep seeing these flashes of light coming past. Right. I keep seeing things on the camera, like just things moving in rooms that have got nothing in them. Yeah. No people in there or anything. They just moving. It's like this sort of mist.
Yeah.
But the one that freaked me out the most actually happened last night, where I was just coming out of the back office to grab a cup of tea. Yeah. And there's like a corner. And on that corner, I saw a pair of hands, which was quite small, just like put their hand round the corner. Oh, what? Sort of thing. And I was like, whoa, what's going on here? I was paranoid all night.
What did it turn out to be? What do you think it was?
I think it was an optical illusion because I was tired, right? But as soon as it happened, you get that sensation through your body then. Like
hairs at the back of the neck?
Yeah. So it didn't put me off.
Yeah.
It didn't scare me or anything. It was just a bit of a shock to see a pair of hands on the wall that haven't got no right to be there. Like I'd say a child's hand.
Yeah.
But it was strange. I went round the corner. Obviously, there was nobody there. It was only me there, apart from the people upstairs and stuff, sleeping. Yeah. Trying a coffee, but I just keep seeing things at work all the time.
Do you know? Ghosts are fascinating things because I've seen a few now doing the ghost walks. I've seen one in Tinkinswood Burial Chamber at St Nicholas. I've seen two on the walks that we do at Merthyr Mawr, and I gotta be honest with you. 2 weeks ago, I was looking back on the road that we just walked, and there was this figure of a head. A black figure. It wasn't light, right?
It was just a head.
It was just a black head, yeah.
Well, like something you pop on your face, or an actual head.
Head. It was a proper black head. Yeah, it was a proper black head. So it was just like a really, really, really weird thing. Do you know what? Have we finished these fries now? Do you want a couple of them?
No, I'm alright.
Shall I finish them up?
Finish them up.
Right. I want as now, right. He's going to be our future psychologist, Jordon, and he's going to be able to sort our heads out. Right, you tell me about this other problem, right? It's really getting on your nerves, right? It's really bang across the face, right? You tell us all about it.
Oh, this guy.
Go on, tell us.
I've known him for years. I grew up with him, right?
Yeah, go on. I'll listen. Yeah, go on.
Every time he's one of these blokes who just fancy other people's misses. Right? He's always tried getting in someone else's missus' pants. He's done that again to me recently, and I don't have anything to do with him now. But he's one of these people who claim they got mental health when they haven't. I'm sure he's depressed. I'm sure he's anxious. But he's doing it to try and fit in with a certain crowd, to look a certain way. I mean, he identified himself as pansexual for a while.
What is that? What's a pansexual?
I think it's like
something to do with Peter Pan?
No, it's like being bisexual, except it's not limited to 2 genders.
What?
So he could be attracted to, like, I don't know, transgender people, men, women, animals.
What?
Yeah, that's how messed up these people are, right?
Animals?
Animals, yeah, anything. Object,
What?
honestly, right? So he's got.
Hang on. I think listeners could listen to that. What is?
If you can give a
How
better
can you be attracted
definition,
to an object?
some people are. It's weird, right? But I think it's an attention thing. But this guy, he's genuinely trying to be liked. He's trying to be liked, and he's always trying to get laid, right? But he's trying to be liked because he's not being himself. He's trying to be something he isn't.
He's trying to act as
And
somebody else.
he's always been the same, yeah. I mean, he's claimed to given suicide attempts before
Right.
in public, right? I remember this at school. He went outside, he had a pocket knife.
Right.
And he was like, oh, I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to kill myself. And then one of the biggest school bullies went down there, right?
Yeah.
Took the knife off him. And then he didn't do it, obviously. But he's attempted, quotations, to do it as many times. He likes the attention because he'll scream in front of everyone, oh, I'm going to kill myself, you know, and he'll bring a weapon in and, you know, he'll go to put it to his throat and he goes, oh, I'm going to kill, and it's just to get that attention. If you know...
Have you ever seen that, because I want to talk about, I wanted to talk about Robbie Williams.
Mm.
Yeah, as part of the, like, mental health theme we got today. I didn't know Jordan was doing sort of, you know, that area, so it's really fitted in well, actually, with the interview with Jordan, that, you know, he might go into psychology and all the rest of it, so that's great. And sort of the medical side and whatever, what he was saying was great. I really liked that interview, but lots of things I didn't know. But I wanted to talk about Robbie Williams and Robbie Williams's mind, which should be really good. But
Well, there's a link into the differences of
it is.
What's actually going on here with this guy. I mean, this guy, he's recently claimed that he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia, right?
That's a really serious thing. I tell
It
you
is
what.
a very serious
I tell you
thing.
what. I could, if I know what schizophrenia is, I could not. If I had schizophrenia, which I don't have, but if I had schizophrenia, I don't know. I can't. It would really affect people massively. You know, I know my condition affects people, but schizophrenia, you don't know how somebody with schizophrenia is going to act, and they've got to be on tablets. And it's all that darkness with schizophrenia. It's like one of those unknown illnesses. You know, I know that but Robbie Williams again. He did Patch Adams, right? Yeah, when he did the film Patch Adams, they were trying to set up a sort of a hospital network for people who can't get to doctors and stuff. And I remember there was one of the volunteers who was a medical student went to visit somebody who was okay, right? And the next thing, it turned out that this guy killed her, right?
Yeah.
And that was probably schizophrenia. I'm not saying... I know people with schizophrenia, and I think the ones that I know with schizophrenia are fine. They're good people. They're treated. They have to be treated with tablets.
I know
That's
a few.
fine. Yeah.
But
But you can't say that you've got schizophrenia.
This guy,
you can't.
the first thing he done when he was diagnosed, went round giving it, oh yeah, I'm schizophrenia now, yeah, I got schizophrenia, I'm not in work anymore, you know, I beat my missus up and all that, you know. That's what he was like. He
beat his missus up.
He didn't beat her up, but he was going around saying things like, oh yeah, stop talking about me and that, you know. He was giving it all that. He was boasting about it. He was going around telling everyone because he thought it gives him this sort of image that he wants to portray himself as.
Christ, no.
This guy works for Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs.
Bloody hell.
Right? He said he was out of work. The last time I spoke to him, he said he was back in work. And I said, what, at HMRC? And he went, yeah. What does that tell you?
Well, obviously he hasn't.
Well, he hasn't, really. You can't, with that condition, you can't work for HMRC, can you?
Well,
assuming.
if you'd have to have a long time off, and you'd have to have
Exactly.
a period of assessment.
This guy, it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks.
Hang on a minute, 2 weeks.
Maybe 3.
I know government departments would insist that you were assessed.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God! So this is what I mean. This is what I mean about mental illness. You cannot switch it on and you can't switch it off. You've got mental illness, and you can't use it as an excuse. You know, I've known instances where, you know, I've said to people, you know, I've got a problem, you know, and I've said, how do we know you've got a problem? Because we know that so many people with supposed OCD haven't, and they use it as an excuse for everything.
Well, this guy, he's a liar. Do you know how I know he lies?
Go on.
He's got a tick when he lies, right? It's always something really extreme we wouldn't believe anyway. But when he's lying, he'll sort of look over his glasses like that, and his eyes will be massive, and he just look at you in the eye like that. Look with a serious look on his face. Oh, but I've got this. You know, that's what he does. That's his tick. That's how he lies. That's how you know he's lying.
You know, this is really fascinating stuff. Wow. So what we're going to do now, listeners, we've talked about a load of different things. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a bit of music now. This is Owain Langford. He's going to be playing on a guitar and he's going to be singing, and then we'll come back after the song. Okay?
And we'll talk about Robbie Williams, is it?
We're going to talk about Robbie Williams. Yeah, no, that
Robin Williams.
Robbie Williams is a singer.
Yeah, I get
Robin Williams. I don't think you can get the two mixed up. But we'll do Robin Williams after the bit of music. Thank you very much. So what do you think of that, Tom? That was really good. I like guitar music. I like people who write their own things. That was Owain Langford, and hopefully we'll have him back again.
Definitely, it was a nice little bit of guitar playing there as well.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that we'll get more music on. Yeah, I like guitar playing. You know, particularly when somebody's playing a guitar and actually singing as well.
Yeah.
So I really think that's good.
What Dad does, I'm going to try and get him to. We're going to record the song next week, hopefully.
What, with your dad or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, and we'll get it on the show then. Because I've been wanting to show people that song for ages.
Have you?
Yeah, I find it funny.
No, it's good. It's good doing KTFM. I've heard that there's likes of Bro Radio, and there's likes of a station in the Rhondda Valley. They're looking out for show ideas.
Oh,
so yeah. So
do you reckon they'll use ours?
You never know.
With the language on it, you know.
Actually, I think the language has been pretty good.
The language has been better today. Hasn't it?
The language has been a lot better. I think probably because we've been venting stuff.
I'm not as angry today.
I don't think you are as angry.
I do get mood swings, see.
You were really angry the other week.
I was really angry last night. I think that's what burnt me out. But,
I tell you what, right? This will be a good introduction to the last bit now, because I'm going to talk about Robin Williams, the wonderful comedian, and I just want just sort of lead us into this. Well, what nagged you last night?
Well, basically, I suffer with mood swings anyway.
All right.
But last night I didn't have enough rest anyway. I went to see my brother after work the night before.
Which one's this? Kane?
My youngest brother, Michael. He's
all right then.
10.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen him in 6 weeks because I'd just been working. I usually see him once a fortnight.
Yeah.
So I thought I can't miss it today.
Yeah.
I stayed up, went straight down to my dad's to go meet him. We went to the cinema to see Goosebumps.
Goosebumps? What's that about?
It's just like a kid's horror sort of film based on the books by R.L. Stein.
Okay, fair enough.
It was actually a good laugh. It reminded me of my childhood because I used to read those books.
So you actually stayed awake to actually watch it?
Yeah. But I couldn't get down there till about 10 o'clock when he turned up. So I'd finished work at 7 after working all night.
Yeah.
And we went to the cinema about 11, got back for 3, and then I went home, went to bed to get up at 10 o'clock
Yeah.
to go to work.
Yeah.
So I was tired anyway. There was a wedding on. There was lots of work to do. Like
There was another wedding?
Yeah, we have lots of weddings at work.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of cleaning up. I was in charge of like the bar staff and stuff like that, and security.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of people getting a bit lippy last night as well. There was a couple of noise complaints.
What, from who?
From some of the guests that were staying there. They were being quite loud. And
right.
other guests were complaining. Neighbours of the area were complaining. I had to get the police out of here.
You had to get the police out?
Yeah. Do you know what? In this job, I deal with the police all the time. More so than the last one.
Oh, right, fair enough.
But it caused me a lot of stress. And like around 2-3 o'clock, I do suffer mood swings.
What? All right, fair enough.
When I'm working, I don't know why. It just happens. I think it's I'm tired, but I've overdone it last night, so I'm still tired tonight. But,
Yeah.
You know, I'm feeling better now. I've had migraines and stuff.
Yeah.
That could be a cause of seeing the ghost as well.
I feel a ghost thing is probably a little bit more than you're saying, in the sense that ghosts have a way of showing themselves, and it's not just about you being tired. You'll probably ask a few people and they'll say, "Oh, we've seen all that."
I don't know whether to believe it or not. You know, I wouldn't call myself a believer, but I think it was more to do with me last night than anything paranormal, because I did have some strange dreams when I went to bed this morning as well, and that was caused by the stress. I know it was caused by the stress because of what happened in the dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be one thing. Do you know what I used to? This is one thing listeners don't know about. I used to teach lessons about dream analysis. Yeah. I used to do that. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to do dream analysis. People used to send me the dreams, and I used to analyse them. But unfortunately, my analysis was so intense that it used to take me about 4 or 5 hours to just do one dream. And it started to become impractical, you know. I used to charge about 20 quid, and it obviously financially it didn't work out. But yeah, I've got to say, do you want me to do Robin Williams now?
Yeah, let's move on to Robin Williams.
Yeah, I've got to say, we got lots of people who actually do listen to the show, and you know, I bump into them now and again. And one person that is an avid YouTube listener and watcher of mine, and obviously now of KTFM, so that's me and Tom's. It's a guy called Paul who I met today, who's really interested in archaeology. He showed me a wonderful artifact that I'll probably do a little bit of a video of for my own channel, so that'll be on there. But it's good that there's people out there who actually say that they do listen to the show, and they do listen to everything else and watch everything else. And thank you very much. And if you ever anyone else wants to mention, this is Paul from Barry. If anyone else wants to mention, then just come on over and say hello. We'll stick them on the show.
Yeah, we'll stick them on the show.
Any ideas, and obviously show ideas are really good. By the way, Paul's a bit of a metal detector enthusiast, and I'm an archaeologist, and I should really not like the guy. But unfortunately, everything that's happened to me over the past few months, then you know, each to their own. And Paul, keep doing what you're doing. Take care, guy. Right, Robin Williams. Now, I was listening to a show yesterday on the BBC. I know you don't like the BBC, but I was listening to actually quite a good show on the BBC. The BBC does do some good stuff. Yeah. And they had a show about Robin Williams. Now, it got me thinking again. I'm always thinking about Robin Williams, and I've actually still feel, I still ask myself why, right? I still ask myself, why did he do it? And I ask myself, why about Elvis Presley? And I ask myself, why about Gary Speed? And I ask myself, why about Prince? And let's just not go on to the big list, right? But the fact of the matter is, why? And in fact, I do actually understand why. And I understand why because I've had moments in my own life, and you just think, I don't want to be bothered with this anymore, and you just think, right, let's just not continue. Let's just opt out. And even though when things really go right for you, sometimes you just think, I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm not a suicidal person myself, but I can sort of understand where they're coming from. Some people said actual really nasty things about Robin Williams when he died. You know, they said he took, one or two guys said he took the coward's way out. They had no idea. They had no idea what pressure the guy was under, right?
I think he had dementia, didn't he, as well?
There was something happening. There was something brewing in his head. He was developing a form of dementia, right? And you can't judge somebody. You know, this show yesterday I was listening to on the BBC. They said that they were having a get together of a load of comedians one day, right? And on the day of Robin Williams' death, right, there was this guy on a stage, right, and suddenly everyone was on their mobile phones. And he was saying everyone was on their mobile phones. The entire audience went quiet. And he slowly started asking people, why are you looking at your mobile phones? Why aren't you listening to me? And they said, we are listening to you. You're a product of Robin Williams. Robin Williams has just died.
Really?
Yeah.
Which comedian was that?
I can't remember, but they all would say, they all said in the room after that, right, that every single one of them was influenced by Robin Williams. Every single one. They all, to a man and a woman, said that every single one had been touched, had influence from Robin Williams. Now I tell you what, right, you hear about people who are inspired by the Beatles, or inspired by David Bowie, or inspired, you know, music-wise, right? People in music say they're inspired by this person, Nirvana, Iron Maiden, or whatever, you know, their type of music, right? But you don't have people in music saying they're inspired. They're all inspired by one person. They all say they're inspired by somebody else. All these comedians said that every single one of them was inspired by Robin Williams. That's how amazing Robin Williams was in their lives. But I'm going to say something that is quite apt today, right? Which is really important. You know, the show isn't about me. you guys listening to the show and watching the show or whatever isn't about me. But I will say one thing: I've had a really tough year, and I'm starting to find out towards the end of the year that there's lots of people on my side, right? But when things were going really wrong, and when people were really turning against me, right? Where were you all? And I'm not having to go at anyone, but what I'm trying to say is this was Robin Williams. You know, if you all loved Robin Williams, right, why didn't you all write to him? Why didn't you all tell a guy that we really love you, you know? And I think that's what Robin Williams felt, that he just was not appreciated and it was time to go. And we have done that to Robin Williams, not him. You know? Is that quite apt? Is that fair?
It's an interesting way of looking at it.
Is that fair? Because it's just like, you know, we're okay to judge somebody. We live in a culture in the Western world. This is the Western world, right? In the Western world, we're so easy to build somebody up, and then we're so easy to kick them down, right?
Oh yeah.
Paul Gascoigne, right? Absolutely massive, brilliant football, right? But when people found out he had mental health issues, right, they turned against him. They couldn't wait to kick him down. This is Paul Gascoigne, who was an absolute hero for many millions of people in football. But as soon as they found out he had mental health issues, they kicked him down.
And that's the human race.
No, I think that's the Western world.
I think the human race are a disgusting species.
I tell you what, this is good to end on then.
They do disgust me every day.
Do you know what, right? I'll just say a bit more about Robin Williams, right? For a very long time, I'm going to be thinking about Robin Williams, and I'm going to be thinking, if only I could have just been there in the room and just said, you know, we love you, and that's the point. People who opt out do not know they're appreciated, and if they knew they were appreciated, and then they opted out, at least we've done everything. Now, people say about people committing suicide that you know, they did it to themselves, you know, and they've done it for a reason, and sometimes they've done it because they feel that nobody wants them around, and that's exactly, I feel, happened to Robin Williams. How he did it and what he felt is another issue, and I think that's really what happened with Robin Williams. He did not realise the amount of love that people felt for him, like Kenneth Williams, for example, right? I absolutely love the Carry On films. Kenneth Williams, when Kenneth Williams opted out, you know, I think it was because he didn't feel he was needed anymore. I tell you what, right? Kenneth Williams and Robin Williams and lots of other people who've opted out are still needed, and it's about human beings and about what we do to people. We build them up, and then we just, and that's what I feel. You know. Back to what you said about the human race.
I think they're a disgusting species.
I think the human race is a disgusting species. One thing I would say about the human race is that the best thing that the planet Earth can do is to eradicate the human race. I know that's a really negative thing to end on this evening, right? It's a really negative thing to end on this evening, but I think, is there a way that humanity can change itself? We've had over 2 million years to do something, and we just continually screwed it up.
I think we were doing very well the last 20, 30 years maybe, right? 40 even, you know. We've been doing really well, but now we're sort of taking a nosedive.
The threat of nuclear war.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that we decided to get rid of the likes of Saddam Hussein in Iraq when he was dealing with his own country. We interfered in his country. Now we're turning against Saudi Arabia. We got rid of the likes of the leaders of Libya. We've been trying to get rid of the likes of the leader of Syria. We've been interfering in other people's wars, and the amount of pain that that's causing. We are causing this pain, and it's just, we are interfering. Just let people do their own thing, right? And don't interfere. And when you interfere, everything goes wrong.
It does. but for some reason we got the arrogance to think that we can get involved.
Yeah, and
I disagree with it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tom. Right. The human race is disgusting, but on a positive, by doing these types of shows, by examining things, by trying to get people to interact, by giving them a bit of entertainment, right? We're following in the pattern of all entertainers, right? To try and have a gloss on things, and it's just trying to make that difference.
Exactly.
So, Tom, what have we got lined up for the next show?
Well, we're going to try and get some more music on there, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See if Jordan can knock us anything out. I'm going to try and get my dad to do that song.
Good.
Um,
I tell you what, we had a few experts coming on this evening. We had a guy by Frank. He runs the Wales football retired people thing. Basically, it's people in their 60s or 70s that gets them playing for Wales in Welsh colours. You know, that's great. I wanted him on this evening. I don't know what happened to him this evening.
We'll have to try and get him on next week.
We'll have to try and get him on next week. And there's lots of other people that I want to get Sally on. Not next week. We've got loads of people lined up. I want to get Sally on to do a bit of singing for us. You know, it would be useful as well to talk about our own interest now and again, because obviously I'm an archaeologist as well. Maybe to talk about that, and maybe Tom, we could talk about you know, your interests, which, to be honest with you, it would be good to hear about them.
Yeah,
it'd be good. So I'm going to sign off from me now. This is Karl-James Langford on KTFM. Thanks for listening and watching. Please subscribe. Please take part. You know, if you want an interview, if you want to talk about something, you know, please come on the show, whatever age. Music would be great. KTFM off for Karl-James Langford, and over to Tom.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I've noticed that subscribers are going up slowly but steadily. The audience is growing. So if you do enjoy this content, please, because it's on YouTube, please click subscribe and share the post around.
And there is one other thing, right? I'm not promising anything, but by this time next week, I'm hoping to set up a KTFM website on Weebly, right? And we'll have all the videos there, which will directly link to YouTube. And then, you know, we'll see if we can get some goodies out to people. You know, if they click on it, you know, do the form. Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, definitely.
We could have a KTFM car sticker.
Exactly,
I don't know about that logo, right? But I'll talk about the logo next week.
We'll have to come up with one,
Yeah. I thought I had a logo.
I don't know, did you?
Yeah, I put a little bit of a logo in there, but we've got that was bootleg. Yeah, we'll just talk about. Yeah.
I'll find something to talk about next week.
Sorted.
All right.
Yeah, sorted. Okay.
See you later.
See you later. KTFM over and out. You have been listening to KTFM. For more, we will be on air next week, and if anyone has any comments, please come on over and let us know. Thank you.